I just want to remind everybody, this is being recorded, so anything you say will be recorded. So if you don't want it recorded, say it. We'll start with roll call members.
Okay, Gary McManaway,
Present.
Andy Strati,
Present.
Chester Goot,
Present.
Danny on by Zoom by any chance?
No.
Okay, absent. I'm here. Joel Sanderson. Okay, John Miller,
Present.
Wayne, I think is not going to be with us. Bobby Cooper, is he with us by teams?
No.
Okay. All right, so we're missing Dan, Wayne, Bobby. We have quorum.
Okay. Do that for Chester. I didn't know if you was in the middle of that roll call. I didn't.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
That's required.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Everybody had a chance to go over the minutes from August 15th. Kev, can you give any reaction to what was on it?
Nope.
If not, I entertain motion to approve,
So moved.
first and second.
Second. Oh, yeah.
All right. If the crew sign of aye. If not, I'll approve.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous. And fourth thing on here, it says Culver Storage Unit Solutions to request relief from some building permit fees. I guess that would be you.
So that was brought up for the town council, and town council referred it back to the plan commission. We hear that case. So they're requesting some fees. Anybody here to speak for them? Yes, sir. Would you like to?
Take your name and address.
Rob Herford,
Sorry.
Rob Herford, HURFORD. We bought property over here on 550 West Jefferson to put storage units in. And we're dealing with the county, the last few weeks on getting the permits. The permit fee is roughly going to be about $17,000 to build the buildings. They had done this pretty much same project in Stark County at Bass Lake. The permit fee over there was $5,000 for the total. I'm the building in the city of Warsaw, so I figured it up over there. It would be $1,301.60 to build the same project in Warsaw. So I talked to Mr. Gorski back and forth, and with Ty Adley, they both asked me to come to the town council to ask for a reduction in fees, which I did. They referred it back to you guys since you guys set the fees, excuse me. So I talked with Mr. Gorski again, and that's why I'm here today.
And so.
But I think there's some options. There wasn't a specific amount requested for reduction that I've heard. So the options are for this council is to do nothing and send it back to town council. You can say that the current fees are acceptable and send it back to town council. Or you can look at some revised fees. So currently, right now, there's going to be 14 buildings built on this site.
Yes, sir.
And the cost per building is based on square footage. So right now it's 25 cents a square foot is what our ordinance is for the fees on that. Of which, depending on the square footage of those buildings, square footage of those buildings varies from looks like 4,320 to 4,840. So they fall under the same category as far as square footage and how that's built. The county takes or gets $400 for their expenses and their cost to process permit fees. That includes all the office hours. That includes travel back and forth. That includes the inspector's time to inspect the structures. Culver, for each of those structures at 25 cents a square foot for each structure. Of the 14 structures, the price will vary per structure from $1,080 to $1,210. This is the current fee. It's current fee schedule that we've been using for 5 years. If you look at the price of this, just to give you some numbers, the permit fees themselves come out to $16,317, which with each structure, there's $100 erosion control fee for each structure. So that's an additional $1,400. So the total that I came up with was $17,717, of which the county will get $5,600 for their work, which leaves Culver $12,117. We are going to have a new pace. I'm going to propose later tonight a new fee schedule for us to go by. Under the new fee schedule, Culver would receive $250. Hopefully that schedule, if approved, to take effect after the first of the year.
And how much reduction are you asking for?
We didn't put a number on it. I think Mr. Gorski came up with a number based off of the new fee that he's.
Right. But I mean, right now, we haven't even changed it.
We haven't changed
We
anything.
approve it under a non-voted on.
The new fee structure would be a total cost for between Culver and the county would be $9,100. We are going to do away with the erosion control fee.
So that would be. followed
Well,
for the property,
if it
right?
passes, if the new ordinance passes.
Yeah.
So if we went with the new ordinance, it would be an $8,600 savings.
It's another piece of it that should be brought up is, I think the tax base on that piece of property, that 12 acres right now is about $300. This is a $3.5 million project. So the tax base is going to jump hugely, quite a bit. There's talk of TIF possibly. We don't have an issue with being annexed into the town if that benefits the town to collect that tax. So
I'm sorry, what'd you say the total cost of the project's gonna be?
$3.5 million.
Okay.
So it's up to this board to make a recommendation.
Right. And I myself, as far as the $100 per building on the erosion, I mean, one parcel of property, and usually with one permit, you're still gonna have an erosion control for that entire property. So the erosion part of it, to me, I think that could be dismissed other than the $100 fee.
The erosion control part of itself is
Erosion control
$1,400.
part, that's my opinion on that part, which I would reduce it 1,300, is that right?
It would reduce it, well, it would reduce it by $1,400.
1,400.
Also to the council last week, square footage wise, this would roughly be a 6-story hotel. So it's the same permit fee to the city to build storage units, which are just plain pole barns, no finish on the inside, no electric, versus a 6-story hotel. So it just seems excessive, the percentage or the square foot price.
Right.
because it doesn't have any basis in what the actual construction is.
Anybody else have anything?
Did you say the difference in the fees were between the new regulation and if it?
Between, if the new ordinance were to pass, it would be a reduction of approximately $8,600,
600.
8,600.
I didn't hear that. And I thought,
A reduction of $8,600?
You said that if this were built in Warsaw, what would the price be?
$1,301.60.
Kosciuszko County probably has some of the cheapest building permit fees.
So Kosciuszko is different, we're in the city, but, yeah, it's a set fee.
So is it based off of the type of building it is? So like you were explaining, if this was a 6-story,
So
this would be the same as a 6-story
the
hotel.
cost would be the same.
yes, exactly, except they do for up to 10,000 square feet, it's a flat fee of $750. Anything over that is 1 cent per square foot for anything above the 10,000, not including. So. And that's commercial, industrial, retail.
And Steve, you said right now Culver is 25 cents per square foot. That's for.
To a max.
That's for everything. That's between Culver and the county is at 25 cents a square foot.
Culver in the county.
So it doesn't matter what it is or how high or low end the finishes is, it's strictly square foot.
Yes.
The ordinance go up as far as the size, like if it's 10,000 square feet, still 25 cents? Or does it have a size limit
Yes.
for the next?
Yes, it would remain the same as it goes
Okay.
up. Just 1 square feet.
Would the new fees cover our costs?
Yes,
I'm assuming that's why you recommended the. To make ours more reasonable in line.
it is, and I'll dive into that a little
Yeah,
deeper in the
yeah.
meeting, but yes, our fees need to cover
Yeah,
our costs.
And Steve and I have been talking about this and we look at a lot of it as how much is required by our building commissioner to have to look at anything that's going on. And if we're talking about storage units, I mean, as far as the building inspector looking to make sure what they're built, other than that, how many trips you're gonna have to make out there?
Very few. I'll make trips, but not many.
You'll have enough for making sure setbacks and all that thing met, whatever, for whatever reason. But
There'll be on this type of building, there'll be 3 inspections by the county
right,
versus the hotel that I brought up. That would be 9 inspections. And this will be 3 inspections of about 20 minutes each. Those 9 inspections would be at least a half a day, maybe a day each. So.
And when would this take effect, Steve?
it's in effect now.
Well, we have, you mean the new, what I'm gonna propose?
Yes.
What I'm gonna propose, I would like to see take effect at the beginning. January 1st,
But after it passes us, it's gonna go to town.
which is when the county.
With the county.
So the county is changing that.
County is increasing theirs,
They're increasing.
in some cases significantly. They were undercharging based on their actual cost.
So this would become effective with the 1st of January, did you say?
Hopefully.
If it's approved by this board and approved by the county council, the goal would be for take effect January 1st for the new fee schedule.
So in regards to this case, then we would just be waiving some costs.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
recommend.
I can,
Yeah.
that, so it's stated, correct? Yeah. Anybody? Don, you have anything on that? We have nobody online, is that right?
There is nobody online.
Know anything about the background, like how we adopted this kind of structure to begin with?
I've not been able to find any documentation that shows why we adopted the structure we have right now.
I mean,
I remember adopting back in, did I tell you, 2018 or 2008, 2009?
I found this,
At
the
one-
current ordinance was the current fee structure, the most recent ordinance was 2018.
we're probably getting to the other piece of business, but it's not, I think, unrelated to this. And this, the proposed new structure, is it strictly square footage as well?
No, it'll be more flat fees until it gets to a certain size, then it'll transition to square footage with minimum cost.
But to Mr. Herford's point, it wouldn't differentiate whether you're, building a Hampton Inn or whether you're building a storage facility.
Correct. Well, yeah, because
I mean,
it's
it's
going
just
to
in terms of
differentiate
square
between
footage.
residential and commercial.
Okay, but commercial is commercial no matter what it is.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe that, Mr. Gorski has done quite a bit of research on the cost for everything. His part, the town's part, and Marshall County's part. Where the money's been going and what it is. And I would entertain a recommendation by our building commissioner. He's the one who enforces the permits and handles them, so I would entertain a recommendation, what you think. It doesn't mean you're voting on that, but it's a recommendation.
Well, I agree with what you said
Okay.
earlier, to start with, to waive the erosion control fee at a minimum.
That's still only reducing it so much,
That reduces it by $1,400.
$1,400.
Right now, the permit fee would be 17,717.
Yes, with the county getting $5,600. With Culver getting $12,117.
How much does the county inspection actually cost us? Said it was going to be 3 inspections per each building or for the entire project?
Well, they will
It-
build, the plan is they will build them in sets of 4.
Mhm.
So they'll have the inspector out, do 4 buildings at a time. So
So a day like that, 20 inspection, how much would that normally?
So the county's already reworked these fees. They've got detailed information on their actual cost, and their fee is going to remain, for this particular thing, it will remain the same, that they get $400 per structure.
Okay. That's what their cost is, or that's how much they're asking? for?
That's how much they get.
That's what they're getting based on what their actual cost
So
is.
5,600 total. My math is right.
And how much would it cost for you to go out? I know with the new fee schedule, yeah, it would only cost us $9,100.
How much would it cost me to do the inspections on this?
Yeah.
Well, I set the new, I'm gonna propose the new rate at $250 per structure.
Okay.
Which is significantly lower.
Significantly lower than what is now.
Be okay with the plan
Go by the proposed
by the
plans.
It also sounds like this is a good bellwether to see what happened. Yeah. how it goes.
Is this permit fee something that would prevent storage units from being built? Maybe that's not a fair question.
it is, like I said, we just finished one of these at Bass Lake. We did one in Winnemac. We'd like to be in Culver, but when you're talking an extra 12,000, or we're looking at lots in Warsaw, you're talking an extra 16,000 to build in Culver doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So,
Thank you.
We're pretty special here, though.
you are. And then myself, I grew up here. The partners in this went to school here, one of them. They're all local. They want to be in Culver. So they bought not only the 12 acres, they bought another piece of property in front of it for access. I worked endlessly to try to buy the Boatsma property, to tear that all out of there, and couldn't get it done yet. So, and if anybody's been over around Bass Lake and seen these new units, I mean, we do a nice job, all brand new buildings, the upkeep, it's all automatic online. You don't have a bunch of people in and out all the time. They pay their bills online. There's not gonna be anybody sitting there collecting or anything like that.
Somebody mentioned a potential TIF.
Yeah.
Is that?
It was
Yes.
mentioned about the TIF, but could you get TIF on property unless it is annexed?
We're exploring currently that area, but that's where it's at in its state right now. So they're exploring and extending a current TIF area into there.
My understanding, based on how the TIF works, they need this project to make the TIF go over there, is what was explained to me last week, so.
I also just let y'all know that the academy's building several new and remodeling several of the girls' cabins over there. And they're following the same structure now also. So just out of fairness,
They're following which,
they're following the current fee structure.
Or they're paying the high price, I guess. Lack of better words, but
those are
Any other cost to the town for this project, like, road work or sewer work or anything like that?
No,
No.
they're not gonna be. Is there gonna be water? There's not water, any
no water, no electric.
utilities. But
There'll
electric.
be electric there for lights on the
Right.
exterior.
I mean, as far as each unit not having electric, they have no lights in there either.
No.
well, I mean, I guess my view is if we're going to change the structure, this would be consistent with. And we think that this is a good idea. And we're prepared to kind of waive anybody else from now until 1 January. It would have the effect essentially of accelerating the effective date of the new fee structure.
And that would just be our recommendation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
We would just have to be prepared to treat everybody else who
Yeah.
came in and said, whoa, I'd like to get the new fee structure applied to my property,
right,
which would be the
yeah, the one that
November and
be-
December meetings.
be interpreted as a special reduction for a special reason other than what it is. But Don, you are suggesting,
I would suggest, I think I'm okay with this waiver now that I understand the context better. In terms of in other words, if you came in January and town council adopted this, we're not having this hearing because that's just the fee.
Right.
Right. So that doesn't bother me a bit. As long as we treat everybody else the same between now and the end of the year.
I guess I would say the same thing. I mean, they're coming forward asking for this. There's not a problem with them asking for this. And if we want to go with that proposal, as long as we treat everybody the same moving forward.
So I think then if that's the case, I mean, the motion would be to reduce the building, the building permit fee, Culver's part of the building permit fee to $250 per building and waive the erosion control fees.
Right. Let's state it, not referring to that. We need referring to what would be what we refer to. You see what I'm saying? I think it ought to be a motion made to whatever that price is on that as the
That's would
proposal.
be, because there's 14 separate buildings, I recommend that you just say it. Recommend that don't call it a flat rate, call it per building, so it's easier to track. The county's gonna get $400 per building and Culver would get $250
So,
Per building?
yeah,
per building.
So we're saying the proposal, the motion would be for what then?
To reduce Culver's part of the building permit fee to $250 per building and waive the erosion control fee.
Well, you need one erosion control. You're talking about, Christine would need a $100 one because
It's
it's.
it's built into these other costs already
Okay.
for the new plan.
is, under the new fee schedule, how's the erosion control thing work?
It's not in there.
Okay, so the waiving of it essentially is also consistent with the new,
Yes.
okay.
But the erosion control is still in the permits itself.
It's just wrapped into the.
It's
cost
wrapped-
of the-
It's already part of the cost. It's not a separate cost.
Right, but it's written somewhere that it is
It is. That's a requirement
in
in
anything.
when you apply for a building permit to have an erosion control plan.
I just want to make sure that's in writing somewhere.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a lot.
That part remains.
I don't want people to think that we're doing away with the erosion control fee, thinking that they don't have to worry about erosion control.
No, it's still part of your building permit process.
Because I've always looked at it that way and I just want to make sure it's still that way.
I think I captured that. I'd be willing to make that make that motion to reduce the permit fee in this case to $250 per structure and waive the current, erosion control fee. That's
The Culver portion of
the
it,
Culver portion of,
of the building permit fee.
okay.
I'll second that.
We got a first and second. Any question, discussion before we bring it to a vote?
I think it's just as simple of a building as you can have being built and utilized. It just makes sense that the cost is a little out of control as it currently stands.
Any more? All right, we have the motion and I need to read that again. We know what it is, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign? Looks like it's a unanimous.
I'll type something up for the town council.
Yeah. So,
Thank you. Appreciate
oh,
it.
you're gonna, because I know I have secretary.
That's,
Either way.
that's next week. Town council.
Yes.
We will see you tonight.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
See you again.
Next
All right.
Monday.
Thank you.
Yep.
We're going.
All right. All right, so the hearings, we got the first one on the hearing is case 2023-PO14, 827 College Avenue replat. Being a replat of lot 7 of Bradley's addition and part of outlot 1 in Dillion's addition in the northeast quarter of section 16. And who's sending this?
Mike Llewellyn with Whiteman and Associates. Coming before the board tonight just to ask for approval on this replat, which is simply just combining a couple of at this point. Currently, the parcel is a portion of what was lot 7 of Bradley's addition, and also a portion of outlot 1 in Dillon's addition. And they are just wanting to go ahead and get them combined, which is requirement as far as obtaining a building permit and that, so pretty much the typical cleaning up parcels.
We're adding
We're basically taking the strip of land between the main road, the access road and the building.
the 20-foot strip.
Yeah, what they're, so this portion is outlot one, or well, outlot one went all the way across. They owned currently this portion of it, which is a tax parcel. And then originally lot 7 went to this line and came down. And so they owned that portion of lot 7. So there are these two tax parcels. We're just wanting to combine those two.
These two.
Yes, correct. Yep.
And if it helps, my wife and I are the property owners. This past tax payment cycle, I was up in Marshall County tax assessor. That was what kind of instigated this, paying 2 separate property tax bills. And so they reassessed it. They made it one, but we're using the professional here to create the one plat. So as far as the tax goes, it now is just one property tax bill.
And you've actually got a non-conforming lot next to a conforming lot, basically. So now you're gonna make it all conforming, which is a plus for us. Really.
Thanks.
I see no problem whatsoever.
Do you want to run down the checklist?
Yes, they're finding facts. Talking about staple line, you'll have to pull it out.
All right. We usually don't go down checklist for replats. All right, I'm just gonna read these off. Here we go, and you guys can mark when you want to. If anytime you disagree with whatever, just let us know. Number 1 is the commission shall determine if the replat conforms to principles and standards required by the subdivision regulations. We either agree or disagree. Number 2 is due regard shall be shown for all natural features such as tree growth, water course, historic spots, or similar conditions which if preserved will add attractiveness and value to the proposed development. Either agree or disagree. Due consideration shall be given the prevention of air and stream pollution, proper treatment, disposal of refuge and other waste, and the elimination of other blighting characteristics. Agree or disagree. Subdivision layout shall be of such character that it protects the public health, safety, and general welfare of the county and its residents. It should be Culver, but
Automatically, yeah.
it is Culver. And that's agree or disagree. And if everybody agrees, if anyone disagrees, whatever, just say so now or.
Motion.
Fill out the right one, 827 columns.
Yes.
Entertain a motion.
A motion to go ahead and approve the replatting of 827 College Avenue, case 2023 G014.
Second.
First and second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Action.
Please go to your phone. There you go.
No, they go to court.
I don't know if Bruce got it.
You need these and you think you need time.
I feel like the chairs.
Oh, man. That's a big.
Check out some doors, Steve, I'll be back.
Steve, there's a page missing for Chester, for the fact finding for the next one.
Secretary. Right on the bottom here.
It's there.
It's not your chapter. That's one there, yeah. Okay.
Important stuff. I got it, found it.
Have you done all of that? Yeah.
And are we excused, we can.
Stay if you want.
Yeah, come on.
All right, next case is case 2023 PO 147 North Terrace, being replat of 4 and north 1/2 of lot 3 of North Terrace in the northeast quarter of section 16, township 32 north, one range east, June Township, Marsh County. And that's you again.
Yep. Mike Llewellyn with Whiteman, coming before the board there to ask for their approval on the replat of lot 4 in the north half of lot 3 of the North Terrace. This is a similar situation. They're just wanting to combine the two tax parcels into one lot. So,
I have a question.
Yep.